All right, what's up, guys? We are back. We're going to review and recap night number 3 of the Dirt Cup at Skagit Speedway. Now, I know this is a little bit late. It's like 9 p.m. Eastern time. I was going to put this out earlier, and I did record, or I tried to record it, and then I accidentally forgot to hit the record button, and then I had to go to a family situation out here. So, yeah, let's take a look at Dirt Cup night number 3. Great event overall, I might say. The racetrack, I thought each and every night, even the third night, was really, really good with how many cars they had. They stayed on top of it and gave the drivers a great opportunity to move from the back to the front, or either night, right? The prelim nights, you have to have a racetrack that is able to do that, right? Because of how the format is. And then you give the guys that, even start in the back on the final night, they have a great chance to move up forward and make up spots. And we saw that with a couple of guys starting outside the top 10 and making their way into the top 10 at the end of this race. So great stuff. Obviously, Corey Day all but dominated this race. And we kind of knew going in he was my number one guy on the preview board to win this race. And sure enough, he did. And he did it in dominating fashion. Led the final 28 laps of the feature. Got by Zeb Wise and never looked back. And scored the biggest, I don't know if it's the biggest win of his career, definitely the biggest winning as far as money goes, right? He almost made $80,000 in one night. I would say the Gold Cup, I haven't asked him obviously, but I would say the Gold Cup Race of Champions, probably a bigger, more prestigious win. But as far as money goes, there's nothing that compares to Corey Day's career than what he won here tonight, or I guess it was last night at Skagit Speedway. So there was a lot of comers and goers in this one. Jason Solwald was a guy that I was not expecting to see get up on the top 3, up on the podium there. He didn't finish there, obviously, but he was up there, mixing it up, was up to second for a moment. And there was a couple other guys, Cole Macedo. He wasn't really relevant the first 2 nights on the prelims, but really came to life here when it all mattered and got himself a pretty solid payday. So let's look at the lap by lap here. And I wanted to say that, the two prelim nights were all but a disaster as far as, reds and yellows. There was an open red on both races before lap 10. Tonight, only 2 stoppages in this race, which was absolutely fantastic to see. And the drivers really held it together and put on a good show. So lap 1, Zeb Wise and Justin Sanders led the field to the green flag. Zeb Wise would lead lap number 1, but we would get a red flag on lap 2 with Caden Steele getting on his side on the front straightaway. And he was kind of in a precarious position. He was kind of like the bottom of the car was like even with the wall. Like it was like parallel with the wall. And then he was on the driver's side. So luckily, nothing happened as far as a fire, another car getting into him or anything like that, because he was kind of stuck there, right? You couldn't get out of the car from the driver's compartment there. Kind of a weird area. Also involved in that incident, Cam Smith. He had a flat right rear, and Tanner Holmes, who was fantastic all weekend long, had a good starting position in this race. Flat left rear tire in the very first 2 laps of the race and not able to recover to get into the top 10. Lap 3, Corey Day makes his way by Justin Sanders, gets into the 3rd position, so on the move early. Lap 5, Trey Starks gets by Dominic Gordon for the 8th spot. And remember, Trey Starks, was one of the guys we had on our board to potentially win this weekend. And literally just something happened every night besides the final night, right? But he kind of got behind the 8 ball with the wrecks that he had in the prelim features. But Trey Starks still a solid running here in this race. Lap 7, there is traffic coming into play for Zeb Wise, but it does not last very long because the caution would come out on lap number 8. Hunter Schoenberg, flat left rear tire, he would pull to a stop on the front straightaway. Then on the restart, lap number 9, Cole Macedo gets by Justin Sanders and moves into P3. And then on lap number 9 as well, Corey Day throws a stinger at Zeb Wise. Zeb Wise able to cross him back over. That's in turns 1 and 2. Same exact story, same dance, whatever you want to say, going into 3 and 4. Corey Day throws a Hail Mary. Zeb Wise crosses him back over, maintains the race lead. 2 laps later, Zeb Wise and Corey Day are side by side going down the front stretch. Zeb has a little bit of an edge on him going into the corner and throws a short slider right across the nose of Corey Day. And Day's sliders prior to that were ones where he's clipping the infield berm almost and throwing, ones that he doesn't get to the cushion until late in the corner. Zeb Wise threw a slider where he hit the curb like getting into turn 1. Like it was a short slider. And somehow Corey Day able to turn the car off the cushion and go right by him in the center of the corner. It was something, you got a good race car when you could pull off a move like that. And Corey Day was really, really good. They've got whatever they're doing to that car. They need to keep doing it because he's going to win a lot more races this year if they continue to have this speed. And then on lap number 12, Corey Day finally actually officially takes the lead at the line. Lap 15, Corey Day getting into lap traffic, and there is a fantastic battle going on for the 4th position between Justin Sanders, Jason Sowald, and Justin Cox, who was underrated here in this one. I think he was in the top 5 or the top 6 each and every night of the Dirt Cup this week. And so he's going to be one to watch for when High Limit goes out there on the West Coast, and to Skagit, obviously, because he was good all weekend. Lap 15 as well, Cole Macedo sliding by Zeb Wise into P2, but he cannot make the move as Wise crosses back underneath of him. And so Macedo looked very good here early in this race at the halfway point. And then 2 laps later, he's able to take that 2nd position at the start-finish line and officially have it there. Lap number 18, Jason Sowald just absolutely rolling the bottom. I mean, this guy has been doing this for so long, and I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I didn't have him on the preview board as a guy that can win this race, but Jason Sowald he could have taught a class on how to roll the bottom in this race, because he was one of the only guys making it happen, and he was rolling forward. And I mentioned it a few minutes ago that he was almost up to 2nd at one point in time. And so right there, lap 19, a lap later, they're 3 wide for 2nd. It's Zeb, Cole, and Jason Sowald, right? So those 3 guys coming off 4, Sowald on the bottom. I think it was Macedo in the middle and Wise on the top or something. Maybe it's the opposite, Wise in the middle and Macedo on the top. I'm not sure. But, I mean, they were 3 wide coming off the corner, and Jason Sowald is just trying to pay the tire bill on the inside of the racetrack. It was a lot of fun to watch. Lap 22, the running order is Corey Day, Zeb Wise, Cole Macedo, Jason Sowald, Justin Sanders, Justin Cox, and then Cox in the 6th position. Then it's Colby Copeland, Jesse Schlotfeld, Trey Starks, and Dominic Gordon inside the top 10 as well. Lap 29, another guy that really impressed me this week and impressed me in this Dirt Cup feature was Colby Thornhill. Was absolutely flying through the field, came out of nowhere, it seemed like. And he was fast all weekend, right? He led a bunch of laps of the first prelim night before having an issue and kind of falling back there towards the end. And I think one of the nights he had a rear end go out, or, the rear end gears sheared off or something. But he was on the move on the outside of the racetrack up to 8th and was up to 7th at one point in time, challenging Trey Starks. Lap 31, Corey Day near a half-track lead over Zeb Wise in the 2nd spot. Lap 37, Corey Day laps up to 13th position. I think he lapped up to 12th at the end. And then on lap number 40, Corey Day crosses the finish line, wins the race by 2.961 seconds. I mean, he had a way bigger lead than that at one point in the race. And then towards the end, Zeb was really catching on because there was lap cars that were 2 and 3 wide in front of him. He was having to, throw sliders and try and pass guys through the middle, and he was getting held up by a couple of guys. So Zeb really closed in at the end, but still 3 seconds away. I mean, Corey Day was the dominant car, no doubt about that one. Lap leaders, Zeb Wise 1 through 11, Corey Day 12 through 40. And then I tried to do the math. I hope I am right with the math on this. I might be a couple $100 off here and there. But with the lap money and the winnings, Corey Day wins $76,500 for the victory. Obviously, it was $62,000 to win, plus the $500 to lead a lap. And so very good money there for Corey Day, the biggest payday of his career by far. Zeb Wise, 2nd place, $39,700 for him. I think that might be the biggest payday of his career as well. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it has to be. Fantastic run for Zeb. Good racing for him all week long. I mean, I think he was in the podium positions 2 out of 3 nights, or maybe 3 out of 3. I'm not really sure. Cole Macedo, that is definitely the biggest payday of his career as well. $24,900. He ran in 2nd for a lot of the time. I ran in 3rd a lot of the time. Remember, if you ran in 3rd or 2nd at the start-finish line, you got $300 for 2nd and then $200 for 3rd each time you came by the line in those spots. And so Cole Macedo got himself some extra money. Justin Sanders, $12,600 for 4th. Justin Cox, solid top 5, $6,000 for him. Jason Sowald, great run, $5,700 for him. Colby Thornhill, $4,500. He started 15th and got up into the 7th position. Dominic Gordon, with a fantastic week, gets a prelim night win and then an 8th place finish thereafter, starting in 10th with $4,000 going to him. Colby Copeland, solid run, $3,750 in 9th. And Jesse Schlotfeld, who continues to be underrated in the Pacific Northwest, 13th to 10th for $3,600 for the number 21 car. So great event. I hope they keep on, making things great over there as far as the purse and lap money and just improving that facility, because Skagit Speedway, this event, if they can keep doing what they're doing, it's going to turn into a crown jewel here sooner rather than later, right? Obviously, there's a big race later on this year with High Limit, $100,000 to win for 3 nights over there. So Yeah, whoever's doing the track prep, please have them do exactly that and put it there when we go there in whatever, August or September. Please do the exact same thing, because it does not get much better than what we saw over the last 3 nights. The track was absolutely dialed. It was perfect. It was everything you ever want to see in a short track in a dirt, 410 sprint car. I mean, they nailed it every single night. So great job to everybody over at Skagit Speedway. Nice job to the drivers in this feature. Only 2 stoppages in this race. And absolutely great job to everybody involved at Skagit as well for this payout that they put together, because some of these guys, it's the most money they've ever made in a sprint car race. A lot of them inside the top 10. That is the case. So, yeah, great stuff. And tomorrow we'll be back on the channel here to recap and talk about the IRA Maverick Mayhem that's going on. They have the racing right now at Terre Haute. So we'll talk about their whole week of racing at Bloomington, Hobstadt, Putnamville, and at Terre Haute here tomorrow on the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought of Dirt Cup down in the comment section below. Hit subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll talk to you again here soon. Thanks.